All right, happy Monday night, everybody. Glad you're hanging out with us here on the daily broadcast. We got a lot of cool stuff going on tonight. College World Series making history today. Were you rooting for history? It's Good, Bad, and Ugly Monday. The cool stuff, the ugly stuff, the bad stuff from the weekend. Awesome U.S. Open, which goes right into the GBU, and then Tech softball continuing to make news around the country. Oh, and we had some Tech football news late last week we didn't even talk about regarding a healthy quarterback. All that out there for you, and it's really hot. So what's worse, extreme heat or extreme cold? Which team are you on? Extreme heat or extreme cold? You tell us tonight on the daily broadcast. Brought to you in part by United Supermarkets at Market Street. You can get in right now. Let us know the audio is good, the video is good. Share it with your friends. There's one supermarket in West Texas that takes care of Texas Tech. There's another one that takes your money and takes care of the University of Texas. Choose your dollars wisely. All right, you guys know what to do. Let's do it in three, in two. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan I at theraiderland.com. Brought to you tonight by Domino's Pizza. Start the week off right. Get the Domino's app. Maybe you hadn't had the new Parmesan stuffed crust pizza yet. They've never had stuffed crust pizza up until recently. Maybe you're just an old traditionalist like me, and you want the thin crust pepperoni. Maybe you want the New York style. Doesn't matter. They got you taken care of. Get the app. Save some money. They got a lot of great specials on there. Also, it's summertime. You want to look good. You need the cool shirts. You need Sideline Provisions. Owned and operated by Great Red Raiders, the brainchild of Great Red Raiders. They got some of the coolest Red Raider gear you're going to find. Now, if you're in the Hubaplex, go down to quarter four, the old Cardinal Sports Center on Slide in the Loop. If you're outside, click on our links or go to quarter4.net. Look in the Raider Zone. It's got a drop-down page there for Sideline Provisions. You got to look good. There's no reason not to look good this summer and all summer. Rocking the cool stuff from Sideline Provisions. Glad to have them along. All right. So you guys know what's going on tonight. We're already getting some of the comments coming in. Extreme heat or extreme cold? Which team are you on? Texas Tech softball still freaking the nation out because, hey, they're playing by the rules, not loopholes, by rules. Even the Austin American-Statesman had to run an article over the weekend, Sunday, saying, yeah, Tech's not cheating. They're not contacting players. And they blew up the narrative that's coming out of the University of Tennessee. And they blew it up. Now, when the Austin American-Statesman's doing that, I think Texas Tech's pretty much on the good side. And then today, College World Series history, first time 65 years, no-hitter thrown, Gage Wood, Arkansas, no hits Murray State. And I was totally torn because I was rooting for Murray State going into today. I mean, if you know the baseball history between Tech and Arkansas, heated, hot rivalry. No reason for me to come down and say, yeah, just going to jump in and root for Arkansas against the Murray State Racers. By the sixth inning, I'm all in. I was rooting here for history. I was rooting for the kid. And it was an unfreaking believable performance. So if you were watching today, you know, what were you thinking? Were you rooting for the no-hitter? And then we asked, you know, when can you root for a no-hitter against, say, your team? Now, if it's an elimination game and I'm a Murray State fan, no, I'm not rooting for the no-hitter. If that were Tech instead of Murray State, no, I'm not rooting for the no-hitter. But, you know, when can you kind of sit there as a fan and transition over to, I want to see history. I want to see something cool. You tell us today. Let's see. We get it going on the United Supermarkets chat line. James, thumbs up. Everything good on Facebook. Get us on Facebook, Ryan I's Raiderland. If you have not subscribed on our YouTube channel, it's free. It's easy. Everybody who's watching, whether you're on Facebook or, you know, Twitter X, subscribe. Watch where you want. Comment where you want. But it don't cost nothing. We're so close to 500. Jump into that Twitter X feed. BT Red Raider. BT Red Raider. Could be, I don't know. Who could that be? BT. Give me the cold. Anything but a blast furnace. I am team cold now. There was a time in my life I would have been team hot. Now, in my old age, I'm actually team cold. I can warm up. Heat, though, don't dig the heat. Not digging it, you know? James, Murray State ran into some good pitching over 2 games. Yeah, what was it? Three. UCLA gets them, and I mean Murray State, legit team. I hope people won't look at this and go, well, they just lucked out. No, they were a legit good team. Like you said, they just ran into some good pitching, and then they run into getting freaking no hit. And if you didn't see it, Gage Wood was filthy. 19 strikeouts. He could pretty much throw whatever he wanted. High heat, running up inside, walk the guys up the ladder. He had a spike curveball. He was running breaking crap in on the left-handers. He was doing whatever he wanted to. He hits one guy, two guys, one guy or two guys. Lose the track now. No, he hits one guy. The other one, the guy didn't try to get out of the way, and they called it a strike as well. They should. That was the right ruling. I mean, and I wasn't there in person, but I've seen Kumar Rocker throw at the College World Series. He didn't look that good, all right? And Gage Wood is a guy who is a top first round, second round draft pick. So it's not like this is some guy doing a one-off thing. This guy's got legit 95, 97 mile plus fastball, great breaking stuff. Wasn't like this guy's just some flash in the pan. Oh, he had a great day. No. But I tell you what, I've been there 4 times. I've seen multiple major league pitchers on the mound in Omaha. And even though I was watching this one on the TV, I've never seen anything like that at all. Unbelievable. So are you rooting for history? Do you root for history? When is it okay to, have you ever rooted against your favorite team when a guy was making history? Maybe not rooted against it, but at least applauded it, right? At least accepted it. You tell us. We got that today, good, bad, and ugly. The good stuff over the weekend. I thought the U.S. Open was great yesterday. Every U.S. Open should have a rain delay of about an hour and a half, make it finish up later in the evening. It was a good window between what we saw College World Series in the afternoon. God bless. Bad, ugly, Arizona meltdown, bottom of the 8th inning, Arizona Wildcats, whom I'm told is a Big 12 team now. But one of the goods has got to be the U.S. Open. That you don't, if you got J.J. Spawn, you got McIntyre, if you got all these different guys, 7 guys within 3 strokes in the final 5 holes. How can you not like that? You don't have to have Scotty Scheffler. You don't have to have Bryson DeChambeau. You don't have to have Brooks Koepka. How many golfers do I need to name before we get down and say, you know what? You had great, compelling golf. You had great drama. If you couldn't like that yesterday, you don't like sports. We kind of got a theme going on tonight. How can you not like sports? God, wouldn't it suck if you didn't like sports? I can imagine people who don't like sports. What do they do? What do they do all day? You know? So the good, I thought it was the U.S. Open yesterday. And I mean, J.J. Spawn, I got nothing for him, against him or anything. Great story. Loved every bit of it. Jane, which team impressed you the most this weekend? Louisville gets my vote. Louisville does not get my vote. Louisville hung around until Arizona absolutely gacked it up. So no, the most impressive team, I mean, if we're talking over the weekend, it's still LSU and Coastal Carolina. Those are the 2 teams that I think are going to play for the title, are LSU and Coastal Carolina. I mean, Arizona should have straight not boat raced them, but just taken care of it there in the 8th and the 9th. And instead, error on the first hitter to shortstop, and it goes from there. Sphincteralysis sets in. Louisville just hung around. Jeff Good, the Red Sox sweeping the Yankees. Ugly Sox turn around and trade Rafi Devers. Although good riddance to a selfish ego. He wouldn't go into the field and play after injuries. He didn't want to have anything to do with it. They couldn't wait to get rid of him as quickly as they could. They tried to trade him away at the highest level they could get. That's where it's a perfect example of, the good-looking girl, no matter how hot she is, somebody is sick and tired of her. And that's where the Red Sox are with that. 100%. Chris, I'm on a team extreme heat between those options. I'll root against history. If I don't like the team about to make it, I was wanting Murray State to lay down a bunt earlier. Dude, if Murray State lays down a bunt 7th inning or later, I would bean the next guy. That's anti-baseball. No, you don't. It's Nolan Ryan would absolutely drill you in the ear hole, and if he could hit you in another hole, he would. But it's easier to do it in the ear hole. That's not how you do it. Not a 3-1 game. 1-run game, maybe. 3-run game, late. No, you don't drop down and do the bunt thing. Bob Gibson, Nolan Ryan, those guys would take care of it. Now I get rooting against history if it's your team. Is Murray State your team? I don't think Murray State's your team. You know, do you hate Arkansas that bad? If you hate Arkansas that bad, I guess maybe. I don't hate Arkansas that bad. I got nothing against Gage Wood. I want that thing to happen at that point. And I wanted Murray State to have a great tournament and do well. But I ain't rooting against history at that point. Not that it mattered whether I was rooting for it or not. If you got thoughts on Texas Tech softball and the freak out continuing, and all of a sudden the University of Tennessee softball coach, after a tweet this weekend, has gone radio silent. They ain't saying anything about tampering and money bad and all this. All of a sudden they shut the hell up. Somebody gave them a big old glass of shut the up. And when the Austin American Statesman is writing a column, not a column, but an article, a straight up news article, sports news article, where the summer league coach or the travel ball coach that is allegedly one of those that is contacting people, and the players at Texas say, no, they hadn't contacted me. And that's not what Tech's doing. When you're getting, I'm not going to say bailed out, but when you are getting news stories from Austin that bear out what you're doing, that tells me a lot. Biggest problem right now in college softball is they don't want teams like Texas Tech to be good, and they don't want to have to spend money on it. They've been able to be good on the cheap over the years, and now Texas Tech raised the price of poker. Well, welcome to the deal. You know, I put out a tweet this weekend that said, somebody said, all this for a non-revenue sport. I said, well, it appears Texas Tech has decided it's a revenue sport. And then a media person, I'm not sure who covers Oklahoma, not an Oklahoma sycophant, but someone said, well, Oklahoma invested all this and they spent this much money and they only got this much money back. It's not a revenue sport. And I didn't go after the guy because it wasn't his deal. Because I got my own platform. I got my own platform here. Here's the deal, what I mean when Tech has decided it's a revenue sport. The revenue goes to the players. They're paying the labor now, not the facility cost, and not sitting there looking at how much ticket revenue comes back in, but that certain people, sellers and others, have decided we're going to make this a revenue sport and treat it like that. See, college basketball is a revenue sport. You know how many college basketball teams actually make money? I think only 30%. The last time I saw numbers, I think only 30% of all college basketball teams actually made money. That's a so-called revenue sport. That they had to take money from universities on the university side, pull it from other things on the academic side, or not the academic side, but the athletic department side. But the idea of a, quote, revenue sport, what is that? Well, that's what I tell you it is. And if Jason Sellers and his wife decide that Tech softball is a revenue sport and they pay it that way, it's a revenue sport. Then I think there's actually a lot of people out there that don't like the idea of women's athletes making money like men's athletes. Well, they're not really making money, the way the football players and the basketball players are. Don't matter. Free market. I tell you what matters. I am the market. My dollars tell you what matters. That's why the whole NIL Go thing, run by Deloitte, overseeing the House settlement, will fail because there's no way to create a market value, particularly when half of the people involved in the settlement didn't agree to it. I'm talking about labor. I'm talking about the players. You can't do it. There will be lawyers. All right, get your thoughts, comments, and questions. Texas Tech softball. We'll get into the Tech football news. It kind of got overshadowed, I thought, over the weekend. Awesome U.S. Open, College World Series history today, and no hitter. How do you root for history? Were you rooting for history today? Good, bad, and ugly recap of the weekend. Get in. You tell me. Bring on a roof in July. Oh, being on a roof in July makes me team cold. Never get on a roof in July. Bad weekend for New York baseball. Both teams swept. Nobody cares. Robert, nobody cares about the Yankees or the Mets on this broadcast in this area. You're the only one. No one cares. The Red Sox sweep the Yankees, and then they trade ostensibly one of their best guys. That's how little they care. Nobody cares about Aaron Judge. We're more interested in Shohei Ohtani getting back on the mound for the first time in 22 months. Has it really been that long? Have we waited that long? Jeff, am I a pink Raider for looking more forward to basketball starting than football? No, but I would say, why are you not looking forward to football starting? You have massive upgrades on both sides of the line. You have, in the news I'm talking about, is Baron Morton cleared and healthy, maybe for the first time in 2 years, like 100% healthy. Why would you not be looking forward to Tech football? That they have done all the things that Texas Tech fans say they want Tech football to do: spend money, upgrade talent, go out and get people in the portal, go out and get the best players, recruit like hell. Why would you not be excited about that? Why can't you be duly excited? I would ask that question. The whole idea of a pink Raider, I don't even know what that means. What's a pink Raider? Pink Raider would mean you don't care about anything. A pink Raider would mean that you want, everybody fired and everything sucks all the time. And I had those guys and some women calling into my call-in show for 25 years that way. My question would be, why aren't you looking forward to football? You should be looking forward to football starting. There are tons of reasons. One of the biggest reasons, again, Baron Morton healthy. And if you have upgraded the offensive line, and we believe they have, if you do have actual depth there, where one guy gets his knee hurt or his hip hurt, that you can bring in another guy who's actually a D1 level player, why would you not be looking forward to Tech football? I have more reason to believe Texas Tech football has a good chance to be markedly improved at this time than I do Tech basketball. I'll tell you why in a second. Oh, really? Come on. Kidding me. Maybe. Tech football can be more improved because they have a higher ceiling to be improved from. Tech basketball can only be that much more improved and end up in the Final Four. That's a trick question. John, I don't know. And I call it the battered fan syndrome. We used to call it something else back in the 90s, but now we can't do that because of PC stuff, and I can't use the term I used to use. But I call it battered fan syndrome. That there are certain Tech fans that are so battered over the years that they just can't have hope. They can't, if you've seen Shawshank Redemption, you know what I'm talking about. That there are some of you out there that just can't have hope and expectations because it's only going to crucify you and kill you, and it's going to be bad. And when they don't win, it's the same old. You got to get up and go to work the next day anyways. Don't live that way. Good Lord. Have some hope. Have some fun with it. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Doesn't change really anything in your life. It affects me and my life more than it does most of you. I'm kind of dependent on Texas Tech being an interesting storyline, generating storylines, making people care, and have eyeballs. I actually have skin in the game in a weird way compared to most fans. Yeah, but I spent all the money and everything. spend the money, buy the tickets, go to the games because you're going to have a good time independent of the outcome of the game. I would tell that to every fan. We should do an entire show this summer on how to actually be a fan and enjoy it as opposed to having your life turned upside down and ruined. I could bring my friend Mark on, and he's learning, but it's taken him 40 years, but he's learning how to actually just enjoy it, you know? James, I like the transfer first baseman for Tech Baseball. Hopefully more to come. I think you'll see a couple this week. These guys are just now getting into their summer league destinations. Logan Hughes, by the way, first home run in the Cape Cod League, Wood Bat League. These guys are just getting where they're going to settle in for the summer for a little while. This is now where the transfer and baseball guys start talking to each other, figure out where they're going to go, what they're going to do, you know? And I think this week is maybe the week we find out who the Tech pitching coach is going to be. Jeff, you nailed it. I hope it's the breakthrough year and not another heartbreak year. It might be. It might not be. Just enjoy the hell out of it either way. I don't even know what's a breakthrough year for you. What is that? Go to the Big 12 title game? That would be a breakthrough year. Win 10 games? That would be a breakthrough year. We have the best band in the land. The Going Band from Raiderland should be displayed more, play more, and be the centerpiece of attraction and entertainment outside of the football team at every single game. You know? And I'm not even a huge fan of show bands. I like, personally, this is just me, I like military bands. Music you can march and kill to. That's my style. I like that. But I give a great nod of approval that the Going Band from Raiderland creates the collegiate atmosphere that so many of you still think we need to maintain, and it's so important to maintain that yes, I wish they would play more and let them have a bigger stage instead of every 30 seconds you being assaulted by marketing ads inside the stadium. Yeah, we got to pay the freight, man. Somebody's got to pay for all this. This ain't free anymore. I get it. Hey, what if every time we went to a timeout, think about this, the sponsor was sponsoring the Going Band from Raiderland. This timeout featuring the Going Band from Raiderland, brought to you by, and put it on all the jumbotrons and all the screens, and then at the end of it, Casey Cowan comes back and says, "Thank you, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland, for sponsoring this timeout with the Going Band from Raiderland." He can't get that deep. Just a thought, though. Not everything has to be some sort of cute commercial contest crap. Let the band play Cotton Fields. How about that? Wabash Cannonball. How about we play that? We can do that. You know? And I'm almost certain at one point in the late 80s, the Going Band from Raiderland during timeouts, I can't prove it, but I'm almost certain they played Whiskey River. That's right, Willie Nelson, Whiskey River. I can't prove it, but I'm almost certain they did. Going Band playing Cotton Fields, underrated, 100% underrated, and that goes back to the Southwest Conference days, and you played Cotton Fields. Why? Why was that played? The goal was to get to the Cotton Bowl. So that was the homage from the Going Band, was Cotton Fields, obviously to the West Texas area and everything else, but that was the thing, Cotton Fields, Cotton Bowl, everything else. Extreme heat, extreme cold. Which team are you on? It's going to be like 102 tomorrow. I don't think we got into 100 today. I don't think we did. I am on extreme cold more than extreme hot. I'm on team cold more than team hot these days. I like it better. You know, feels better. And I feel like I can always get warm. I can always stay warm. I could put on an extra pair of socks or whatever. My age, you don't. I mean, stripping down, you don't want me doing that, man. You don't want me driving around in the truck with no shirt on. We have Good, Bad, and Ugly Monday. We have College World Series history made today. Did you root for history? Have you ever rooted for a team to make history against your favorite team? Have you ever been in that position where a guy was maybe throwing a no hitter against the Rangers or against whatever? I get it. Maybe tech's too personal for you to have that. But if it didn't matter, right? If it didn't matter, do I keep my coveralls in my truck year round? No, I do not. Keep other things in the truck year round. I'm trying to think of a good example where it would have involved, say, Texas Tech for you guys, and I can't come up with anything really good, so I apologize on that. I should have done a deeper research, but hey, it only happened this afternoon. And if you guys saw the kid pitching, Gage Wood, 19 strikeouts, a 9-inning record at the College World Series, just on that platform, on that stage today, just unbelievable. Cool to watch. And when we figured out he had a no hitter going in the sixth, we're all like, all right, yeah, we're none of us watching. We're like, yeah, we love Arkansas. No, it's the other way around. It's like, oh, God, then we got to freaking root for. And then we're like, we're not rooting for Arkansas. We're rooting for Gage Wood, rooting for a player. You can't do that as a fan. You might have something wrong with you. Oh, well. All right, we're going to get out of here tonight. I want you guys to do a few things for us. Share this on the internet. We archive everything we do at theraiderland.com, the website. We'll be with you in the morning for Tuesday's best, so don't miss out on that. We'll give you a topic, we'll give you your two best examples. But we're going to archive that. You can share it off our Twitter feed at Ryan Hyatt Media. I do want everybody watching live tonight or on the replay, go to our YouTube channel. We're so close to 500. Man, come on. Get us over this week. We don't quit in the summer. We have more fun in the summer, I think, than sometimes we do during like football and basketball and everything else. We have a ton of fun in the summer. All right. So people thinking, oh, time to take off. Hell no. This time we get it cranking. So follow us there on the YouTube channel. If you're on YouTube, like it, share it, invite people in. Same thing on the Facebook deal. If you're not with us on Facebook yet, hey, don't cost nothing. We do a lot of cool stuff there. We've enjoyed every minute of it. Thank you, Domino's Pizza, Domino's.com, for being a part of it. Sideline Provisions, great gear for the summer. Golf shirts, all the cool hats, everything. You know where to go. Quarter4 in Lubbock. But if you're outside of Lubbock, you can order online. Go to quarter4.net. Hit the Raiderland zone or Raider zone. There's a drop down for Sideline Provisions. Go there. Look for all the cool stuff, all right? They make it awesome. And then everybody getting in tonight on the United Supermarkets chat line. You guys are the best. You make it fun. That's why we do this. I mean, we could get a real job, but why? We can hang out with you guys every day. We'll see you tomorrow morning, theraiderland.com.